The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to Chicago Hidden City. I'm Judy Von Esch. Spotter, take us in.
Hey everyone, I'm Antera, and tonight I'll be playing Spotter the Nosferatu.
Hey everybody, I am Mom McStabber, and I am playing Dr. Taylor Hammond of Clan Bruja.
Hello everybody, I'm John Levi R, and tonight I'm playing Dr. Magnus Sanchez of Clan Gangrel.
Hello everyone, I'm Kai, and tonight I'll be playing Bastion of the Clan Toreador.
And hi, I'm Maddox, and I'm playing Dr. Theodore Smith, Clan Tremere.
Hi, I'm Emmy, and I'm playing Jocelyn Blackwood of Bruja.
Well, notes were passed and information was gathered this week, but we're going to start what's called the Green Door Tavern. It's in the Ventru Feeding Ground. This is a regular local drink bar. No worries. It's normally where all the bodyguards, ghouls, those unfortunate that have gotten kicked to the curb. But at the same time, this is also the heart of the main clan, the Camarilla, underneath Jackson. And of course, a group of people come in. They get, a nice little place, nice little table. There's dancing, there's joy, people are having fun. And there's a woman being sit into a seat. Something's pulled out. She's coming back. She's waking up. And someone's real hungry. And all she's told is, go get a snack. There's one right there. And all you have to do is grab a wrist. Do you? Jocelyn.
Yes.
And are we just
How far away is she from the nearest person?
I'd say you're close enough to the stage, but enough to be, at least in reaching distance.
She is going to grab the closest person to her and snack on their wrist.
Okay. As that's going on, there are certain people watching, looking, and Jocelyn does not look normal. She does not look like somebody who has vibe checked. She's new. Spotter, where are you? You're muted, though.
You're muted.
I am probably at the cell block.
Got you. You're at the cell block. You get a text. We'll let newbies come in and snack.
You lost me.
You see the little chiming of bells as in, the emote. Someone just came in and I'm quietly doing some talkity, and I saw a new group of us, not us, but us, and it'll be like, somebody's just snacking on someone.
Out in the open?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, where?
She will give you the location.
I send a group text. On an in-code language, the open feeding and the address. And I just start heading there.
Bastion is the first to answer, I believe, and he simply answers, never a dull night in this fucking place. And he's gonna head there as well, but he's gonna head while watching the group text for any other messages.
Taylor looks at this group text. She's actually having herself a lovely evening, and she's looking at this and looks at the address and sends back, isn't that a, and then she puts a crown emoji and then problem, question mark?
Magnus replies straight back to that. Yeah, I think we need to be getting paid if we're going to handle crown emoji business.
And Taylor just texts back dollar signs.
Want me to handle this, or do you want our horse in the race to deal with it? And he sends a little emoji of a little bat and a little heart emoji, and then another crown, because he's talking about his father.
Magnus just texts back, I mean, I'm on my way, but someone needs to contact, and again, this is all in code, but like Kevin or Naomi to make sure we get paid for handling their problems.
Yep. Thumbs up emoji. Spotter will text her in code.
You're texting Naomi.
Yep, in code. Unauthorized feeding. Do you need us to handle this?
Yes, please. Send. Yeah, Junie's trying to think of a word. Yes, please. Send. She'll kind of do dollar sign, but like, she's like, tell me what you want for it.
I just send a thumbs up. Yep. I send a thumbs up. And then I text back. All good. Dollar sign.
Taylor just looks at this exchange, and then she looks over to Mark and says, I thought the Clan of Kings were supposed to be good at cleaning up messes. Fuck. I'll be back.
What happened? Are you sure? You good?
Yeah, somebody's feeding, a new kindred is feeding in the Ventru feeding grounds.
You don't think it's one of the things that we were...
I wouldn't put it past them.
Yay. Hey. Wine and a better date later.
Of course.
Oh, my treat.
How far away is this? Is the cell block from where I'm going?
Yeah, I'm glad that you asked.
It's actually not that far.
It's not really. You're about, looking at this, you're about maybe 10, 15 minutes away.
Okay.
And Taylor will lean in and kiss Mark and go out and get on her bike and head that way.
Now, Jocelyn, you've had a chance to snack. Do you go all the way for your snacking?
Yes.
Okay. And from when that person gently kind of falls, or do you put them in a seat, or what do you do? Because they're going to go down. How are you going to gently put them in a position in a bar?
I'm going to stick them in the closest booth and just kind of put their head down on the table like they're passed out.
Oh, they're so sleepy.
So sleepy.
Are you going for another?
How hungry am I still?
Well, I would say you were about good 3-4 points.
Then yes, I'm going to go for the next closest person, maybe a little bit into like a darker area. So it's not as open.
Okay. So you're going more towards a corner then?
Yes.
Okay. And are you going again for the wrist?
Yes.
when you're doing that, you are all on the way. Spotter, you're almost there. You will get a text from Bells saying 1 down.
I hurry.
She goes, smart move putting him into a booth. She's now in a corner learning.
Thanks for the heads up. And I'll pick up the pace.
Does Spotter pass that information on to the rest of us?
Yep.
Okay, then Magnus also... Magnus decides to trust in his friendly relationship with the police and start ignoring things like traffic laws.
What are traffic laws when you can ignore them?
I mean, what are they when you have a motorcycle?
I mean, if the price of breaking a law is a fine, it's only a law for those who aren't rich.
Yeah.
God damn.
It's like you all know Chicago so well.
I know, right?
When the world of darkness gets too real.
I know, right?
Oh, damn.
When you have 5 dots of resources, why not use them?
And Bastion doesn't respect traffic laws anyway, according to everyone. So
No, he doesn't. He never does.
He's like, what are those? Those are mere guidelines.
He does parlay when he gets pulled over. He thinks it's easy. It's fine. I'm going to say this as you all it's like movie magic. You all kind of almost arrive together. I'm going to say Spotter gets there and then Magnus, then Taylor's like right there. Bastion comes like somehow walking. We don't know how Bastion got there. He got there. And then Theodore is pulling up the rear. And as you all kind of go in or kind of arrive together, how are you going to handle the situation?
Does someone want to cover the back? Just in case. I can go in. I don't care.
I'll go in the front.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. What's the situation inside? Do we know?
As far as I know, there's only one that's been...
Taylor's going in.
Okay, I go around the back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Magnus goes in with Taylor.
She's not waiting. She's like, the longer we talk, the more shit's going to go down. Let's go inside.
Yeah, Bastion's also going to go inside.
And she walks in, and what does she see?
As I described earlier about the dive bar, you're seeing a whole bunch of people up at the dance floor. You're seeing people at tables, actually people in corners, and you will see Bells pulling your hand.
Okay.
And pointing to where Jocelyn is.
Taylor will let go of her hand and walk right up to Jocelyn.
Magnus is right beside her.
And I'm literally going to yank Jocelyn back by her fucking shirt collar.
Is there a cartoonish yoink sound effect?
There is a cartoonish yoink sound effect. And I'm going to stare with Daunt, looking at you. What the fuck are you doing?
I'm feeding.
Not here.
This is where I was dropped off and told to feed.
Who told you?
I don't know.
I'm going to look around with oh shit, I don't have Sense the Beast. Can somebody sense the beast?
I'm gonna
look around to see if I can see someone not breathing.
I have Sense the Unseen. That's the best I can do.
Same
Okay.
with Magnus. And Magnus is using that. Magnus
I
always
know
has
what
Sense the
Taylor's going to
Unseen
get at
going.
some point. But
Being that you're already in a bar with low level venture, I mean, you guys, and you've got Bells there. There's already people that don't breathe.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see anyone that doesn't seem to be breathing that's working their way out?
No,
Okay.
it looks like they might have just dumped her and ran.
Yeah. All right. She looks at the person they were feeding on.
They're not doing so well. She only got about maybe 2 points out, kind of 2.5. So they're kind of looking a little woozy. I mean, the kiss does do things to people.
Yeah.
Magnus stands where he's kind of blocking the view of both that person and
Taylor.
Jocelyn, and grabs the person's wrist and just brings it up to Jocelyn and says, "Lick the wound closed now."
And she will.
You're going to come with us. We're going to clean up this mess, and then we're going to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Magnus looks around for the bartender because he knows this is a Ventru place, so he's going to the bartender. Yeah, he goes to one that looks like a ghoul, and is just like, "I need the owner or your manager, whichever one makes decisions."
And Taylor still has Daunt up, and she looks at the bartender and says, "Why the fuck haven't you shut this place down?"
I have no idea why you're trying. Why? What? It looks confused. I mean, he is dealing with people. He's not even.
Let's calm down, everyone. What's your name, darling? Bashan is going to ask Jocelyn.
Jocelyn Blackwood.
Jocelyn, okay. Did you feed on anyone else?
And she's going to point to the one that is in the booth.
Taylor just looks to the barkeep and says, "Get everyone out. Shut the place down."
Yeah, sure. No, not a problem. And he goes to do that.
And she's going to look to Magnus and say, "You got her?"
Yeah.
I have some Ventru to talk to wonder why they were letting this happen on their watch.
Yep.
And
Magnus is texting someone from the nearest clinic to tell them to come and pick up a patient.
They say they're on their way.
"Oh, Bastion, can you do the forget thing?"
Oh, I am not capable of that.
Just point out who needs it.
Magnus just turns to Theo and points to this person who's just kind of woozy.
Yeah, Theo's just going to, as subtle as he can, but clearly he doesn't have time for bullshit. Just hold their face in place so it quits swinging around. Make sure to catch eye, and then just immediate forget. And then as soon as it takes effect, gets up and walks away.
As you say, forget. They're already signaling everyone. They're closing the place down.
Taylor's going to catch the Ventru that are in here. And she's going to ask each of them their fucking names, that she understands they're slumming it tonight, but they were really sleeping on the fucking job letting this shit happen under their watch.
That's fair. You get about 5.
Good.
And they kind of look at you confused, like, there's a whole bunch of people here. We didn't realize what was going on. And there's a whole
Not
group
my
that came in.
problem. This is your feeding grounds.
Yeah.
Might want to tighten up your shit. And
you kind of see that they really don't care, but at the same time, they're like, whatever, okay. Sure.
They not care from her, but they'll care when they get it from their prince.
That's fair.
Or Primogen.
Or Primogen, one of the two. Yeah. And
or both.
Yeah, and she's going to tell Bells to deliver the dead body to her place to take care of it.
You see Bells just go, okay. And you see the green kind of bag that she uses for bodies, because you can throw all that in there and it just biodegrades.
Bastion is going to text Spotter as he asked in the group chat. He's going to say, "I got her, come in."
We'll come back around.
And
he needs to facilitate. Keep people leaving. He has a good face for it.
As you see people leaving, I mean, it's kind of like there's 2 doors to go into this place, and in and out. And the outdoor blocks the indoor, so they can't see if you're going to go in.
Oh, that's fine. I'll hang outside till he's clearing out.
And by the time, it's about a good 15, 20 minutes, it's cleared out. You see the bartenders just going into the back. Somebody's going to go get footage, things like that. They're starting to go into protocol right now.
I'm just going to look around, see if I notice
see if you
eyes
see the steak or something. Maybe we can get a spirit touch on it to find out who the fuck did this. Yeah.
So I will start kind of canvass the alley, maybe just that sort of thing.
Actually, Who's inside?
Magnus.
Okay, y'all, give me a wits and awareness.
Ooh,
Peace and thank you.
A witness.
Yeah, it's a witness.
Does instincts apply?
Sure, because you brought up the idea of the steak.
Does my blood sorcery awareness specialty apply?
It's not an enchanted steak.
Gotcha.
It's 5.
Okay, I got 5.
What?
4.
I got a 5 with a Masquerade.
Oh, joy. We'll work with that later. Says you guys are all looking between Taylor and Bastion. Bastion sees it first to point it out, but there is a small stake where Jocelyn was put down at when she was first brought in. It was just kind of easily pulled out, dropped, and kicked underneath the chair. People wouldn't have noticed because there was so much going on around.
Stake there. I'm not going to touch it. I think it's relevant. Right?
Theo opens his doctor's bag, takes out a latex glove, will walk over and pinch the steak, and then take out a bag and drop it in and seal it and put it in his doctor's bag.
I was just going to guard the door. Don't want too many cooks in the kitchen.
Okay. The place is pretty clean now, right?
Oh, you see that there's nobody in the club right now. You know that the bartenders are up there going through footage and closing everything out. They're in protocol mode right now.
Okay.
Yeah, Magnus would have told one of them they need to see who came in with her.
And that's why they're up there.
Minimum, they need to find what doors they went in and out of, if not get an actual picture of their face.
And maybe review the footage if any fully human patrons who had no idea what was going on witnessed it, because that may be something we'll need to clean up too.
Yep.
Okay. And they're doing that?
Yeah. Bastion is going to look around to the others and go, okay, I think we need to first get as much information as we can, and then we decide what to do next, right? Very well, thank you. Hello, Jocelyn. My name is Bastion. It's a pleasure to meet you, albeit not in best of circumstances. Do tell us, what do you remember?
Not much. I was with a professor in Juliet, and then I was in the ground and out of the ground, and then he staked me like a week later, and I've been moved around, but I don't know by who. And I was told that I was an important piece to let others know that we're here. And that's the last thing I remember, other than I don't feel anything like him at all. I don't know where he is, if he is still alive or not.
I see. Professor, you say? Well, that's quite interesting. So, have you ever been instructed about anything about your now condition, let's just say?
I was told how to feed, and that's about it.
Okay. And you were in the ground. Okay, did they ever hit you in the head?
Yes, with a shovel.
Oh, they're going back to the real classics.
Okay, it apparently didn't work very well, so I'm happy for you.
Taylor's on the. Is Spotter notifying Naomi? What are we doing? Are we notifying Kevin?
I'll notify Naomi.
Okay. And she's going to call Kevin.
Okay. As you call Kevin, it takes about 2 rings. And as he answers the phone, you're hearing a lot of shouting and arguing. And he's like, hi, hey, doctor, what's up?
Sounds like you're having a good night too.
Politics.
Yeah, you know those things I told you about?
Yeah, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Another one. And she tells him the bar.
Fuck me on rye.
Luckily, we got here quickly. So we have a live one.
Nice. That's good. We need live ones. Excellent. Yes, I know. Payment will come. Can you get as much information?
Doesn't know much, but came from Joliet.
Fantastic. All right. I'm gonna send I'll send somebody over.
All right. Naomi's already aware.
Oh. And he's like, is she now?
Mm-hmm.
I think I might go over and talk to her for a moment.
Excellent.
Thanks.
I do know that there were some, I think, young ones of your folks here. I gave them a dressing down.
Oh, God damn.
Because this happened and they were just sitting there having the good old time.
I'm sure they were.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You gotta clean up your shit, Kevin. And she just disconnects.
As soon as Taylor said, you got to clean up your shit, Theo was just actively nodding at her like, yes, tell him off. He needs to hear this.
Magnus looks at Jocelyn and says, what was the name of that professor you were with?
Professor Stephen Blackwood. He's from Northwestern.
Okay, good. Theo,
Mm.
you can do that thing to find out who's her sire, right?
Do you want the quick version or the efficient version?
Which one gets us more information?
The efficient version every time.
Then let's do that.
I still feel the need to do both now that I think about it.
Okay.
Could I have just a quick sample of your blood?
Yes.
And he will reach
Wow,
in.
she's compliant.
He will reach into his doctor's bag, take out a fresh scalpel, even take off he didn't even take it out of the container first. And then it will just be a quick incision on the meaty pad of her hand so that it's easy enough to heal. And just press his thumb to it until he gets a bit of blood. And I'm going to do a quick taste of blood, storyteller.
Sure, go for it. By all means.
Because might as well go through both my shit if I'm going to be doing it in the first place.
I mean, fair enough. And as he's doing Taste for Blood, what else we all doing with your new friend?
Magnus is just standing there staring at her.
I think his father's going to go in. He's bored.
Okay. You see everyone present.
I just give a head nod and I go, where are the cameras?
I do believe the staff is already erasing things up there.
Well, they better not be erasing things. They better be finding the things I told them to find.
Okay. Well, I'll go upstairs and make sure they're not being chuckle fucks.
Thanks, Spotter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm really not good with children, but okay. So, Jocelyn, you just remembered that. Do you remember anything at all about family, things like that? People that you knew that might be looking for you?
I have family, but I don't think they'd be looking for me.
That actually makes things easier.
Mm-hmm.
And that is 4 successes.
You know that her sire is Stephen Blackwood. 11th generation. Bruja. And there is no blood bonds.
Actually, with Taste of Blood, I wouldn't get sire.
No. Okay, well then.
Sorry, that's the ritual is the one that does that gives the sire.
Well, you know that she is 10th
it tells me that
generation.
yeah. Okay. Wait, 10th?
No, 12th. I'm sorry, my bad.
Okay. Sorry.
That's my fault.
Had to reconfirm.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
So yeah, Theo will share that. general blood potency. I think I get that as well.
1.
So child or neonate, as standard and embrace as we could have ever heard, aside from the bullshit circumstances.
Mhm.
All right.
And if I can get out of the bar and perform a little bit more work, I can actually determine more.
Yeah, we'll take her back to the cell block.
I do have a question. Did you get by chance whoever's problem she is now? Her clan.
Oh, no. Not with that. It will be the same as with what I do next.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we are going to take a little trip, Miss Jocelyn. We're gonna to a nice bar, and there we can ask you a lot more questions, and your compliance is being noted.
Okay.
All right. Who needs to ride in the SUV with me besides her?
I drove from the Chantry. I have my own car.
I've got my bike.
Bastion?
I'll go with you.
Okay.
And the bartender will look to Spotter and say, "We're working on it right now." And you can see they are going through the footage. They are looking through everything. They'll go, "As soon as we get it, we'll send it a secure way for you."
You need to understand that you do not leave until someone comes for the information.
Got it.
And he's also going to see if he can get it on a thumb drive.
Yeah, they'll give you everything you need.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Then you head back out. Is anyone going with Taylor? I'll go with Taylor.
Yeah.
I like motorcycles.
You can ride, bitch. It's fine.
He's a nos. He can hold on.
Yeah, she's going to tell him as soon as he gets on. Hold on.
You thought Bastion was a crazy driver.
I'll text Naomi. We're on our way to wherever.
Yep.
Thumbs up. And it doesn't
So
take you
Magnus-
long.
Yeah.
Go on.
No, I was just going to say Magnus drives back, but not as recklessly as he drove over. He's observing traffic lights and laws and all that stuff.
It doesn't take long for you guys to get to the cell block. And I'm sure you guys are going into the secret way.
Mm-hmm.
Bad reputation may or may not be playing from the alcove.
Okay. So as we enter the place, Bashan is going to say, "Jocelyn, this is our lovely place. I am so glad that you are being compliant. That means we don't actually have to put you in the cell part of the cell block."
Do we still have Joshua in the cell? Okay. As you see, there is another vampire staked in our cell presently. Mm-hmm.
Another Bruja, isn't he?
Yes.
Yes.
He was the Baron of fucking Joliet, so she might recognize him.
Yeah, that's when you've seen him. You've seen.
Have I? I wasn't there for very long.
Yeah.
No, you weren't, but he was talked about.
Okay.
As soon as Theo has walked into the room, he's immediately setting out stuff for a ritual. Just walked from door to table, immediately opened doctor's bag, chalice, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. He seems like he's setting up right now.
Yeah. Spotter heads to the alcove.
Okay.
Taylor will send a text to Kevin, taken to cell block.
Thumbs up, thank you. And you just see Sunrise going on their way.
She just sends thumbs up.
So now that we are here, actually, what do we do? And we just wait for Kevin to...
Taylor looks to Jocelyn and says, "What was the lecture on?"
Philosophy?
Really?
Yes.
Which school of philosophy? So you weren't really there for the lesson.
Theo just looks up and says, clearly minimalism, and then goes back to setting up the ritual.
Says, well, why were you in the class?
It was a prerequisite for humanitarians studies.
Really? And what did you want to do with that degree?
I worked in a shelter, part-time helping out, and I wanted to continue to work there.
So you were looking towards like social work, things like that?
Yes. I grew up with a rich family that did not treat people very well. And so as soon as I went off to college and started being around people that weren't like that, I realized that my family sucks.
Common realization to have about family.
Yeah.
Depends on the family.
And Theo lastly sets out in front of everything else a very simple looking but very well maintained and polished ritualistic looking dagger. And he will then motion at Jocelyn and indicate the seat next to the one that he's currently in. If you would please come over here.
She'll go and sit next to him.
So firstly, this is going to hurt regardless. Just bear with it. And he will take her wrist, whichever one's closer, hold it over the chalice, and get blood with the dagger specifically. And then it pours into the chalice. And then he tilts your wrist a little bit so that it's not just leaking out anymore if you're not forcing it, and then hands it back to you. Feel free to heal that up if you need to. It's unimportant now.
You can summon the blood within you to heal your wounds.
Okay.
Oh, right. No.
Yeah.
And then Theo will place his hands equidistant either side of the chalice and begin a slow muttering chant in Latin.
Oh, now I realize something. This must be the gnarliest thing for you, right? Watching him do all this whole thing, being taken somewhere, not informed of anything. How are you feeling?
Not the best night.
You are the second that the Sabbat has done this to in this city. You're in Chicago. The first did not survive the night. I don't imagine you will be the last.
I honestly don't know any other information.
I understand. They would have made sure you didn't know.
I wouldn't put it past him. He was crazy.
Excellent. I do like destroying crazy Canaanites. Yeah. Go ahead, Magnus.
I was just going to say, during this time, Magnus goes to the alcove to talk to Misty. And it's like, I need everything about a professor. What was his first name?
Stephen.
Stephen. Professor Stephen Blackwood from Northwestern.
Yeah,
Just
sure.
Rushing by spotter.
So the Missy will point out and wave to both of you because hi. And then she'll go, yeah, professor of philosophy. And she rattles on all of the different philosophies, like as in he's very overly predacious. Worked there for about 15 years. Looks like he's missing.
We have a picture of him.
Oh, yeah. It's really bad. It's slightly dated. I mean, hi 1970s. How are you? Ew.
Can you print it
Little
out for me?
haircuts, not good. Yeah. And she'll pull it and print it. And she'll like, no. You know, this really doesn't look like a picture of him per se. I've seen Photoshop better. And she'll hand it over.
Can you look and see if you can find any other pictures just while we go see if this one's actually the person we're looking for?
Sure. I'll do a switch. She'll start going through.
Thank you. And he walks into the other room, sets the picture down in front of Jocelyn, says, "Is that who made you?"
Storyteller, is it?
The picture is of a man in a bowl haircut that looks nothing like Steven. Steven was hot. He had a really good haircut, was really up on top on fashion, and he knew exactly what to do. You know this is a ploy. Because it did
that's
not
not him.
match.
Face doesn't match?
No.
Okay. Figured as much. We're going to have to dig.
Of course.
It's at this point that Theo suddenly stops chanting. We'll take the chalice and just, not chugging, but in a quick motion, just downs the entire thing. And for a second, his eyes seem a little unfocused, like he's hearing something or paying attention somewhere else. That's bizarre information all at once. Firstly, we have a Bruja. Secondly, a dead Bruja. Her sire is no more, because there is no active bond upon her. If she is a fresh turn, that's impossible without the sire being dead.
There are ways. If she's unbondable, then there would be no bond.
Very true.
I wouldn't count on that as the first assumption, but it is an option.
Never assume a kindred is dead.
That's facts.
The part that I'm the most confused about, Jocelyn, is this Stephen your cousin or something? You share the same surname.
No, that's what he told me my new surname was.
Oh. Well, that's interesting because it does show up when I checked your name, as that is something the ritual also gives me. And it was your surname as far as the magic could tell.
If he told her and she accepted it, then maybe that's enough.
An addled beast will accept many things.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Especially with coercion.
You were talking about a bond.
Oh,
I felt something snap, and I just knew he wasn't around anymore about 2 weeks ago.
was this snap felt while you were still stuck in place with a piece of wood?
Yes.
All right.
Now, that would line up to when we basically cleaned house in Joliet.
Yep.
Sorry, some of my friends might have killed your sire.
It's better this way.
Yeah. So,
Apparently we missed some because somebody knew to dig her up
yeah.
and then bring her into the city.
Well, from what I found out, it appears that Arden had set this in place prior to us going out there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's possible he had sent out his agents, packs, whatever, prior.
Cheeky.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't think she'll be the last.
Indeed.
No.
But I think we... Do you remember anything at all about these people? like how many of them were, their general descriptions, just so we can start a profile?
I don't.
There is something I could try with her.
Go for it.
It does require more ritual preparation. If you all don't feel like sitting here, you don't have to.
Mm.
I'm going to wait. Kevin says someone's coming. So.
All right, then storyteller, Theo's going to put away the blood walk ritual and start setting up for the truth of blood ritual.
Doesn't take long for you to do that. You already know how to do it.
Yep, there's a silver blood, which he mixes with a bit of Jocelyn's vitae as well as his own. He stirs it and sets his fingers into the mixture up to the first knuckles on each.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe I need to actually do a roll for this one, ST, because
Yes,
this is like an actual factual ritual.
I'm looking
Truth
at
of blood, level 2. Beautiful.
God, I haven't done that in a hot minute.
He rolls composure occult against my blood sorcery resolve.
Yep. And you have your sheet with you, correct, Jocelyn?
I do. I don't have any occult though.
That's fine.
Then you are simply rolling with the other part of it, I believe.
Correct. You're
Do
using
I need to
just
put blood dice in with it?
That is
Just-
entirely up
Yep.
to you.
just one.
Yeah, for whatever
Just
hunger
Just
you're at.
one. Mm-hmm.
I failed. No
I did.
successes.
I did
Okay.
not. Let's see. 3 successes.
Okay. So what statements would you like to ask?
Well, Theo's going off of his very limited knowledge about this ritual, having never actually used it on many people. So, firstly, he knows that this ritual can occasionally get people to pull truths out that they didn't know that they could say, even if they didn't know it themselves. So he's mainly trying to see if he can get that reaction. So he's just going to start very simple with what do you remember of the appearance of the ones who brought you to the bar?
Did she actually see them, storyteller?
What you remember was they were wearing darker clothes to fit in. They were trying to blend in partly as Ventru and partly as ghouls. Their vague descriptions were 4 people. 2 women, 2 men. You do know that the 2 men were the ones that carried you into the bar. The women just opened up the doors. You do know it was a man's voice that told you to drink. And you do remember it was him who helped your sire stake you and transport you out of Joliet.
And I will relay that to Dr. Theodore.
You're muted.
Thank you. And everyone sees Theo, like, just for a quick second, check down at the bowl of blood, and there seems to be no change. So he just nods as if she's still answering the truth. And then we'll actually turn the floor over to anyone else if they want to ask a question.
Magnus looks at Jocelyn and he says, you now have an opportunity to theoretically live forever. It comes with a cost, and that is you will have to live on blood for the rest of however long you're around. You also will need to hide what you are from humans. Do you want to live this way?
Yes.
And I'll ask the player, is that the truth?
Yes.
And there's no reaction from the blood.
Okay. A lot of things don't seem to be adding up in the most beautiful way possible. So you were a social worker, and now you're okay with drinking the blood of others to guarantee your own survival. How's that faring up inside of you?
Because I have a longer life to help people now.
And is that the truth?
Yes.
No reaction to the blood.
Well, you certainly fit what you've been turned into, if nothing else. At least to some degree.
Clan has standards across sex.
I think I've heard a similar thing from the Nosferatu.
Yeah, we just happen to be a bit more individualistic than Nosferatu.
And
And she smiles to Spotter.
He's in the outro.
Yeah.
I just say I disagree about the standards part. At least.
Well, not
Not
all
all
clans
clans.
have standards.
Yes.
I'm saying
Or-
the Bruja have standards irregardless of sex.
Or the standards are just alien to those outside of the clan.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone can see Theo mouth the word Malkavians with a little bit of a worried look, but doesn't say it.
Taylor
Magnus
looks to Jocelyn and says, I am also of Clan Bruja. Been around a long time. If you really want to help people, you need to be where the people need help. But that is something for us to address if you survive this night. Depending on the outcome, because you did this in a Camarilla domain, you don't know the difference between the political factions of vampires. I'll give you the Cliff Notes. The Sabbat are like the Roman Catholic Church, only it is warped and twisted because of vampires. The Camarilla is truly a combination of feudalism and oligarchy. The Anarchs have big dreams, but lack follow-through. They have a hard time unifying behind a common dream because they all have big dreams. However, there are those, like myself, that are considered independent. I reside within a Camarilla domain. I do business within a Camarilla domain. I have the prince on speed dial because I am useful, a valuable asset, a good friend to have. You will have to eventually come to a decision of which ideology suits you best. But I can tell you that the prince of this domain, he is Ventru, which you breached their feeding grounds tonight. And when I say breach, I don't mean you just happen to be there. You also broke the Masquerade, which is what protects us from human hunters. The reason we have to hide what we are is not because of just run-of-the-mill humans. It's from the hunters that hunt not only vampires, but also things like werewolves that are real, people that have the ability to do real magic that are also real, and people that aren't fully people, they are also fey creatures. They hunt us all, and probably more that I haven't personally run across yet. I hear that demons are a real thing too.
They are.
But yes, and these hunters now have the federal government in their pocket, not just the churches. They have technology, weapons, advanced weaponry, they have become cunning, which is the most dangerous weapon of them all. That is why you must hide what you are. If you, and I sense you have a strong survival instinct in you, girl. Any Bruja worth their salt does. You will want to be very good at keeping your shit clean and not snacking in a fit of rage in public. Because there are cameras on street corners, surveillance in buildings. Be careful what you say on the phone, because that gets monitored too. If you survive this night, there will be much for you to learn. And then you have to make decisions.
Faking your death would probably be a wise move if you aren't already reported as missing.
Indeed. You have to remember I asked about family. Yeah, they can't be coming back to find you, darling. That might risk their lives. That will risk yours. And of course, there's always the usual tit-a-tat of every night. A lot of terrible people around. A lot of terrible of us around. It's always lovely. But I believe that's the 101 of the course. It's the basics of the basics. Did you get of that? Do you have any questions?
What's a prince?
That's a good one.
That is the representative of the Camarilla that controls what we call a domain. Domain usually encompasses a city, possibly the city and surrounding areas. He is the guy at the top in an area. There are also primogen, which are like
State senators could be
yeah, kind of
vague
like
explanation.
Yeah, the closest would be that. They represent typically in a Camarilla domain the various clans that make up the populace. Those clans that have a decent number of people residing within the domain typically get a primogen to address their needs amongst the city, to the prince and to other clan primogen. Because in a large domain, such as Chicago is, the prince cannot hear every single person's concerns. There's not enough hours in the night. There is also a sheriff, which I'd love to know what the fuck she's up doing. She is the one who enforces the rules. There are rules to being in the Camarilla. As I said, it's a combination of feudalism and oligarchy. There are rules, traditions, they call them. That will be gone over with you. I don't need to go into all of that tonight.
Yeah. The most important one was already addressed anyway.
Yes. One of which, of course, is hiding yourself. But basically, you are in a city that is chock full of vampires. There is a large human population in this area. Vampires gravitate towards that. Different clans, which is clan determines how your supernatural abilities typically present. Also, what drawbacks come with what has been introduced into you. You may find you are prone to getting angry. Now, that anger could cause you to what's called frenzy. Got to be careful of that.
Especially with your blood, because that tends to mean a very pissed off, strong, fast thing.
Yes. Bruja are typically strong, fast, but personable as well. We're good with people, most of us. I am also a professor. I teach students in archaeology and anthropology. I'm a historian. Many of our clan go into things like philosophy, if they are inclined towards study. I went a different route. I want to know truth, not just ideas. But you will learn the structures as a newly embraced vampire. They have schools here within Chicago for those newly embraced. I recommend doing your best. I hope you were a good student. Miss Naomi Stewart runs the school for the newly embraced, and if they flunk out of her school, they go to our clan's Primogen school. Our Primogen is an old Greek philosopher, and I'm talking ancient Greece, old, Bruja, and trust, if you're a failure in his, he eats you.
You'll also most likely meet him when he's in a toga.
Sometimes.
No, I'm not kidding.
Yes.
I think I've had enough philosophy teachers to last me a lifetime.
It's amazing how many people say that when they hear about him.
Perform very well in the classes, so you don't need to meet him.
Yes. Outside of he's your Primogen.
Yes, remedial lessons are not for those who are good at what they do.
Yes. So,
Do my best.
that is what I recommend. Do your best. Depending on outcome of tonight, if you are placed in the school, once you are finished with the school, I will meet with you again. We will discuss where you feel inclined.
You hear from the alcove, yes,
It's another young one. Her name's Misty.
Oh, she might be able to offer some perspective too.
Yep.
She is a gangrel.
Her perspective
What's a
is a bit
gangrel?
unique.
A gangrel is, well, Dr. Sanchez here is a gangrel. Gangrels are tough, really tough bastards.
They're more known for being tough on the Ventru.
They fight like a whirling dervish. Oh my God. No, seriously, it's a thing to behold. But they have a capabilities to not only be very strong and very durable, they can also be inclined towards nature and animals and even take on their forms.
Well, Spotty, you want to go drop some knowledge?
Yes, Misty.
So scored.
You can make a new
Magnus
girl.
just brings his hand up and pops feral weapons.
And they look like animal claws.
Mm-hmm.
That's a neat trick.
Wait, Rico, who are we going Wolverine on? Oh, hi, anyone.
Jocelyn, meet Misty. Misty, Jocelyn.
Hola.
Hello.
No, you're not Jocelyn. I know who you are. I'm awesome with computers, so we're good.
Mhm.
Totally checks out. She's from New Northwestern. Spotter is awesome too.
Yeah, I'm Uncle Spotter.
Yes.
Hi,
Oh, that's
Uncle
right.
Spotter.
Spotter here is a Nosferatu. As you can see.
Best.
I don't know what that means, but okay, hello.
It means get to know him at least at some level.
Yes.
Every Nosferatu you know is a benefit, not a detraction.
Yes.
Ever.
Mm-hmm.
He knows knowledge on
Okay.
street. I know knowledge on internets.
Always stay on the good side of the Nosferatu when possible.
Trust they run any area you're in.
He runs this area. Well, we're kind of in it too.
Well, I know knowledge in breaking into stuff.
Yes, you do. You
For some of them, you'll get along famously.
Ew.
May I introduce, and I don't think she takes this name anymore, Rachel Harlow?
Yeah.
Connecticut?
Yeah. Told
But
you. My family
she-
sucks.
She is from Northwestern. She is a student of social sciences with social worker background. Good job. That's really awesome
Thanks.
of you. Oh, so the dude that you all were japping about, yeah, he's been there for a hot minute, but the thing is that none of his pictures are real. Not to mention he hangs out with 3 other people, a Victor Malcolm, a Karen Brown, figures there's a Karen somewhere, and a Betty Palmer.
Sounds like you got escorted by an entire pack.
Mm-hmm.
I did cross-reference, and those sneaky little bastards actually have a J&C chess game on an IRC server that, ironically enough, shut down and was archived. They're on a list of that too.
Do you have
Yeah.
pictures of them?
No.
Hmm.
They're smart, at least at that.
Unfortunate.
Broken
Well.
clocks and all that.
Yeah.
You're right. However, I do know that the signal was put out, and I know that the creepy one's coming here soon. She's stopping by the bar to get the evidence, apparently, before she comes over to Miss. You want Blackwood or Harlow?
Blackwood. Actually, none of them.
You
Want
can
her
always
name?
change your name.
You can change your name.
In fact, we can also arrange to have someone make that name an actual identity so that
Well, we
you
need to
aren't
make sure
getting
she
chased.
survives first.
Yes, one
True.
step at a time. Once Dear Prince Kevin decides not to enact the 6th, then we can move on.
Ew. Valid though. Okay, anyhow. So yes, at least her story checks out. I put all the information together so when the creepy lady comes, she's got all the information.
Which one is the creepy lady, Misty?
The chick, the Aurora chick, she's everywhere.
Aurora?
Not creepy.
Aw. Yeah, she's creepy to me.
Hmm.
She knows
She's
everything when I
Gangrel.
ask her. I know.
Your
She
job.
reads my mind.
Oh, well. Probably more she reads your body language and stuff like that. But
Yes, Misty, all you've said to us is that she raises your hackles, which all of your clans should.
Wow. How
valid.
It's valid, though.
clannist. Damn.
It's not clanist. That's the way that you keep your clan from being pissed at you. assume they're a threat and they respect you more.
I mean,
You know,
every gangrel is a threat.
Exactly. As I explained.
That includes you,
But
Misty.
outstanding if they're your friend. Okay.
all of a
Yeah.
sudden, Metallica's Nothing Else Matters starts playing.
That was Misty. I highly doubt that your mentality is going to be exactly like hers. She is a jovial case.
Yes, she is.
I can hear
Sounds
Strangely
fun.
considering her past.
Yeah.
I know you can hear us. You're supposed to.
Mm.
Sounds fun to me.
She's a lot
Sounds
of
like
fun.
a good time.
She is.
Yes.
She is fun. But yes, so okay, so Aurora is coming. I guess that's why I got, and she shows the text of the sun.
Yeah. Magnus, why don't you give us a briefing about what might happen now?
Okay, well, it's not the Scourge coming, so that's, a positive. It's a bright point. That means they have not decided to summarily execute you.
Yes, it's a tick in the survive column.
Mm-hmm. On the other hand, Aurora is part of the wolf pack, so
But what
you might be under a bit more of a scrutiny than if it were, say, the sheriff themselves coming.
But would she be coming as a member of the wolf pack? Because I feel that cleaning up something like this would be beneath them.
That's beneath Archons. That's beneath Archons.
Beneath Archons, yes, but Aurora herself is not an Archon. She's just part of the pack.
Ah,
So
Unless Kevin has made her Scourge.
well, we'll see if that's happened. But no, my thought is that with everything coming up, because Aurora said that they were also looking into the Sabbat activity in the area, she's probably been dispatched to deal with this for the wolf
And I
pack.
gave Kevin the info that I had gotten from Arden's journals.
So Kevin, if he's being smart, which you've been training him that way, is probably working hand in hand with the wolf pack to try and make sure this doesn't become a bigger thing.
Yeah. And let me just say, I did my own dig ups trying to find things, and whatever it is Sabbat Pack is doing, if there's only one, if there's plenty, they're being really sneaky about things. The word in the street is basically none. So, we might
Potter?
be needing help.
Can you do that thing where you communicate with the city?
Yep.
Could you ask the city about those 4 people that dropped Jocelyn off?
I can. It depends on how much of an impact they've had. If they've kept quiet, the city's probably not going to have noticed them. But
That's
I can
unfortunate.
ask. But I'll ask. And here, should we cover the actual cell block before we have guests?
You mean shut it down for the night?
Well, I mean, at least the cage, maybe put a cover over it so, no one.
He's speaking
Please, he's an
about
anarch. That's our business.
All right.
yeah, he's speaking about the content.
And if
in
Aurora
there.
has anything to say about it, I'll deal with it.
if she does anything more than giggle and point, I'll be shocked.
Yeah.
That guy right there was the former Baron of Joliet. Literally eyeballs deep into Church of Cain. You don't know what that is, but that's okay. Church of
And
Cain is a religious fanatical fucking group that's embedded into the Sabbat.
Yeah, it's pretty much Sabbat business.
Yeah. They do branch out to other sects a little bit here and there, but mostly they are core Sabbat. And the leader of that church is the one that was basically calling the shots for the Sabbat in Joliet. He's also dead. I made sure of that.
If you want to point any responsibilities, he might have been the one that indirectly caused your embrace to happen, but he's dead, so vengeance is pointless.
What did you say his name was?
Arden Canty. He was a priest.
I met him once.
Yeah.
How was he?
Not impressive. He was a lunatic.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
His notes were surprisingly well encrypted, I suppose the word is, but got through them. But yes, and this only tells us now more than ever that I think we're going to be seeing a lot of old school tactics from the Sword of Cain, as they have so delightfully deemed themselves.
Oh.
So let's see. We have already shovel heading. Very old school practice. My sire knows more about it than I do. And then what other tactics do they usually like to perform? I know that there used to be raids where they would roll in with 3 or 4 packs and decimate a city and then move on.
They also infiltrate now.
Yeah.
Oh, delightful.
Infiltration, I think. Also, whatever Jocelyn had been sent into frenzy into some place as a neonate to cause as much chaos as possible.
Disruption.
There's a worse version of what happened with Jocelyn. And that's where they turn someone without any knowledge and just stake them, leave them somewhere with a ghoul or someone to pull out the stake during the day so that they don't come awake until the night. And they just leave them in a populated area until they wake up.
And all hell breaks
you have
loose.
someone who doesn't know what they're doing, doesn't know what they are. They just know that they are, well, their beast is in control looking for something to feed the hunger.
And there's nothing more hungry than a freshly made beast.
No, there is not.
And if they do that in a populated area, you're looking at a masquerade breach of horrific proportions. Especially in today's day of cell phones and videos and stuff.
Yeah.
Magnus looks at his phone and he's like, Aurora's here. I'll be right back. And he heads upstairs.
So it seems like we're going to have to start keeping a close watch on things.
I'm already doing it, but I'm gonna clear security.
Bastion, I beg you, if you can have your media hounds be laser focused on any cell phone footage from the bar. The last thing we need is Jocelyn here getting on YouTube.
True. And Bastion is going to send a message to his plumber to scout around that particular bar trend and see if anyone caught anything.
Not a problem. And Aurora's standing, just kind of leaning on the bar, just waiting.
Hello, Aurora.
You got a package?
Something like that. And he just kind of motions with his head towards the downstairs.
Gang all here?
Yep.
Sweet. Let's go. She'll let Magnus lead her downstairs to where y'all are.
Yep. He just walks back in, closes the door once she's inside. It's like, Aurora, Jocelyn Blackwood, the newbie. Jocelyn Blackwood, Aurora. Borealis, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm from a family with the last name of Borealis. So it's appropriate.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I'd like to thank my mother for not thinking of this ahead of time when I was born.
Yeah. That's okay. That's okay.
You don't have a sibling named Really, do you?
As much as I would love to say yes, no.
Can't win them all.
Let me guess. They all have normal names.
mom liked Disney films.
I can tell.
Mhm.
Lovely when we have to, get saddled with a name and live up to it, isn't it? And
At least I don't have to deal with Cindy.
that's true. That's true. Taylor will indicate towards Jocelyn, say Jocelyn is a relatively newly embraced Bruja.
Ooh.
Her sire is not around.
As in not or
Not.
My assumption is dead.
Oh, you did the thing already?
Yes.
Yes, we've got confirmation. She is a 12th generation.
Yeah.
Bruja.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the reason I assume death of the sire is mainly due to a complete lack of bond in any way.
But there may be reasons why that is the case, and sire might still be around. The sire was going by, what was the first name again? Stephen Blackwood, a philosophy professor from Northwestern.
Yay.
Yeah.
Tracks.
Yeah.
The Sabbat know how to pick them.
And yeah, so that's where we have. She basically knows next to nothing. She got embraced, put into a pit, dug out, staked, transported, and unstaked in the bar.
Got it. Speaking of bar spotter, she hands over a packet of information. Bartender said you wanted it?
I do.
Okay. I cleared everything. I released them. They're good.
Okay. I give her the thumb drive. I give her the thumb drive.
Okay. She'll go, we scrubbed everything. We're working on everything right now to get everything cleared. Trying to take care of that. Yeah. That two guys and two girls, right?
Hmm?
Yeah.
Got names too.
Oh, yes, please.
I don't remember them because I'm
No, you're fine. No, you're fine. Just assume that Misty wrote everything down for you guys to give.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay. Cool. At least we have something now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely tell Kevin I don't think this will be the last.
That's fair.
These people are very sneaky.
Yeah. Sheriff's already down in Hammond right now dealing with shit down there. We got hit hard, so we're dealing with that too. It's not the Anarchs.
Who is it?
It's him.
Maxwell.
Vanguard full on went in and attacked.
Did they?
We were down there. Sent the fun one to wreck some shit. Oh, yeah. So fun one, just so you know, is when you take a werewolf and you embrace it into a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
So let me get this straight. The Vanguard is working with Pariah now?
Pariah's Maxwell's bitch.
So they're all getting red listed then, yes?
Yeah, God, I hope so.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Again, as I said, Camarilla is a combination of feudalism and oligarchy. Nothing works fast in it.
It's not my bike.
The speed of bureaucracy. It holds true no matter what you are.
indeed.
Fucking wrong. So we're fighting shit. I'm sorry we were a little late. Thank you guys for doing what you guys do best. We're down south, so it's fuck all.
Oh, Magnus, can you see if Jackson has arrived yet?
I'm Jackson's.
Oh,
Jackson
so
sent her.
My apologies.
Hi.
Yeah.
You're
Missed
fine.
it.
Do you have the... Did she get staked? Did you do anything with the stake or no?
Oh, yes. takes it out, and it's in the bag as it was when it was first grabbed. He hasn't done anything with it yet.
Do you guys want to try this, or I can get people to do it?
You can get people to do it.
I have nothing that I can do, so he just hands it to her.
Perfect. No, it's more shit I got to deal with. It's fine.
Jocelyn, you will go with Aurora. If I can make a recommendation, Aurora, to Kevin in his decision on this, send her to Naomi's school. She definitely was a victim of the Sabbat.
Got it.
But she has the potential to be a very good Bruja with the right education.
Sure. I'll pass the recommendation on.
Thank you.
Yeah, Bastion.
I also do note that she was excitingly compliant, very capable of listening, and doesn't have a very particularly caring family. So those are problems that we are not going to face.
Oh, cool. Hey, that makes it even better for you. So, can you ride, bitch?
Sure.
Sweetness. Well, I'll pass this all on. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Catch you on the flip side. And Aurora will take Jocelyn out. And as they go, we are going to go on break. So
yes,
thank
we
you so
are.
Much. We'll be back.
We'll be back in tennis, y'all. Once I can find my cursor. There it is.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to us. Welcome to you. Thank you so much for Emmy for being our guest star. It was fantastic for her to be here. And now the coterie gets to deal with a lovely situation. And I'm just going to open it up back into the cell block. Please.
Well, Spotter was on the phone. He gets off the phone. Looks like they split up. One team of two heading north. One team of two heading south.
Were we able to get any usable images?
They had baseball caps, collars, black clothing.
Damn it all.
Yeah. All right.
I could attempt without an image, but to say that it would be difficult would be underselling it.
Magnus just looks at Theo and is like, do you want to?
Not especially. I wouldn't trust the results, but if you all feel it's necessary, I'm willing to.
Spotter's probably going to go out back into the alley where it's quiet and try to see if they can get any information from the city.
What do you ask the city exactly?
That's a good question. Where are the people who are responsible for the attack? And I give the location.
It's almost like the city hears you. And the city gives you an understanding there's many. But in your mind's eye, as the city likes to talk to you, it gives you almost like a foot pattern going north and going south.
Mm-hmm.
One going up more into the Ravenswood. And I'm looking at the map right now.
Mm-hmm.
Ravenswood area, which is past the rack.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely in the north. It's definitely in the north side. And you're trying to pinpoint, like they're sitting there waiting. The feet that go south don't cross the main river, which splits the city from north to south. They cross the other river that splits from east to west. Now it looks like they're backtracking. You're not sure exactly if they're going to meet together with the Ravenswood. But right now, they've already passed the Malkavian area and they're going slowly upwards to Logan Square.
Logan Square, you said?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
And it just gives you this moment of they're kind of honing in position, almost like they're waiting for something, orders something. You don't know. You just see that they've stopped moving.
Okay. Okay. And I can wait to come in if Magnus wants, Theo wanted to do his thing. So does Magnus, Theo, do you want to do your thing before I head back in?
Oh, no, it's okay.
Okay.
I genuinely don't think without a clear idea of what any of them would look like that I would
It
succeed.
wouldn't work. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Spotter will head back in after a little bit. So the city was able to help Magnus. They did they did split up. One headed north, or two headed north. They're out of the wreck, Ravenswood, ish area, right around there, and they've stopped. They seem to be waiting for something.
Let's go.
The other team, they started south, but they didn't cross the river. They turned and headed west and crossed the river there. And they seem to be circling back up through the Malkavian territory towards Logan Circle. And they're doing the same thing. They're waiting.
Guys, why don't y'all head south? I can hit Ravenswood with Mark and my new friend.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Should we send the sheriff in one direction or another as well?
The sheriff is busy right now dealing with the Vanguard and Pariah.
Mm-hmm.
so you needs to stretch your legs.
Yeah.
Nice.
Give her something to fight.
Yeah.
It's what she does. So yeah. Yeah. So Taylor will be like, I'll give y'all an update once we deal with it. And she walks out, picking up the phone to call Mark and to let him know. And then she tells him to pick up their friend.
Right.
Magnus. Yeah, Magnus looks to the others, goes over to the, one of the trunks that's in the this part of the cell block, just opens it up, pulls out some steaks, and is like, "Okay, who wants one?"
Make a steak.
Are we really going to stake people?
We need information. We can kill them after we question them, but yes, right now we go for capture, not kill.
All right, and Bastion takes a stake.
And he's like, he looks at Bastion and is like, I mean, take out ankles, take out knees, whatever.
It's always that. I'm getting bored.
I promise when we go after Maxwell, you can shoot as many people in the head as you want.
Okay.
Hell, try and snipe Maxwell from a rappelling wire if you need to be entertained.
Try and snipe Pariah. That should be entertaining.
Although it probably wouldn't do more than piss it off.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if you use silver bullets.
I'm just going to say, is someone going to catch Taylor on the way out to advise we're trying to stake these guys? Because otherwise she's going to destroy whoever's.
No, Magnus isn't going to try and talk Taylor out of killing.
We don't really need the four of them.
He's talking to the guys to be like...
Because, yeah, she's like, I'm bringing in Mark and Alamia.
Yeah, no. Magnus knows who she's bringing in. He's not trying to tell Taylor to capture, not kill.
No, we're going to kill.
It's our day.
Taylor's going to do her thing.
Yeah.
At least we need some of them alive. That's why we're not.
Hey, if y'all take prisoners, that's on you. There's no prisoners with Taylor.
That's fine. Magnus has gone back into New York mode, where it's just like, we're not just trying to kill who we find, we're trying to rip this whole thing out root and branch. So we need to know what roots there are.
Let's just hope they have any information and aren't simply, pawns from anyone else that are left now without a hand in the field.
Magnus looks at Theo and says, I've heard a rumor.
Oh, those are dangerous to listen to, Magnus. But what do you got?
I know. I heard a rumor that your clan has a way to get information from people without their necessary consent. It does also tend to render them dead shortly thereafter.
I would more say it depends on what information you'd want extracted. There's several things that can get very specific, and then there's some that are quite broad.
I don't know all your methods.
I
Theo.
can look into it, but to say that I would have a clue exactly would be exaggerating.
Okay, what I'm hearing is
it would be more something I check with Tracy about.
Right.
Yeah, we gotta really have to change the cell in the bar to hold more corpses in a horizontal position now.
Oh,
I mean, you can just stack them up like cordwood. They're corpses.
If you put a thick enough coat on them, you can hang them from a hanger in like a freezer section or something if you need to.
I still have an idea for that, which we can get to later.
Very well.
All right.
I mean, worst comes to worst, we can just take them into the underground and ask the gargoyles to take care of them.
I'm sure there are several Malkavians who might be able to extract information just as easily as I could as well.
True.
I can ask Penny if she knows anyone.
Well, I mean, we do know one.
I think she's busy.
I mean, I haven't talked to her in a while. I can always message her. But first, we need to catch these people. So let's go.
So who's going with who? Taylor's got Mark and her special friend. Mark has got the special friend, and they're heading towards Ravenswood, correct?
Yep.
Because Taylor's going to
Square.
Intercept with them and then go.
Okay. Who's going with? Is anyone going with Taylor, or all the gents going?
She told the guys go together because that way,
Gotcha.
Out of character, the reason for that is that way they can utilize Magnus's pack tactics.
Got it.
In their combat together. Whereas Taylor, all she offers is boot and rally where they get to re-roll once, but the pack tactics are really beneficial. So
that's completely fair. I just want to make sure because brain has to brain.
Plus, you've got 2 Bruja with age and potency and a Lamia with age and potency going at these 2 are a piece of cake.
Shit, your Lamia could snap her fingers and then everything starts rotting and dying around them.
You're not wrong.
If she has Oblivion, she may be mostly combat.
Either way, she's scary because she's an old Lamia. So
Get pissed off, Lamia.
She's just the bestest.
A Lamia in need of some stress relief after hearing that she's missed a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah. So let's go give her something to smack around.
So yeah, I would say Magnus takes the guys in the SUV and we head out together for Logan Square.
Okay. So I'm going to make sure that I know times and such because we're going to go back and forth because scenes and what makes scenes even better. So when I'm looking at this, got it. Okay. So we're going to start with Taylor really quick because NPCs and Taylor. And then we will go to guys back and forth. And Taylor, as you take off, you do get your text from Mark going on our way. Be there shortly. And as you head towards there, it takes you no more than, I want to say, about maybe 5-6 minutes, because you know the different routes and how quickly to get up there. And you know from Spotter where you need to be. And where you're looking at for Ravenswood, it's generally a really nice, quiet subdivision. It's a small little area known for, some really nice cafes, and they're trying to blend in. You do know it's a man and a woman. And as you pull up into Ravenswood, you will see Mark eventually, I'd say about maybe 5 minutes afterwards, coming in with Dahlia. And
Not Dahlia. Her name is Asima.
Now, Asima, thank you. I can't remember names anymore. And what happens is they're waiting. They kind of flick up and they're like, do you see him? So I do need you to do a what's an awareness, please.
Okie dokie. Let me pull up my sheet real quick.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to use my instincts on that. That's 7 with a crit.
Oh, well, this is piece of cake for you. You know Ravenswood. Actually, you know a lot of Chicago. And the Truman College, as well as St. Boniface Cemetery, are close. It's late at night. Who the hell's running around during this time of night, right?
Right.
You do see 2 people heading towards the St. Boniface Cemetery.
And she just literally scans around and then points to the cemetery. Right there.
Mark nods, kind of rolls over to you going, how do I do this?
She looks to him, looks to Azuma, and says, you've been asleep for a while. Let's go wreck some shit.
The shit-eating grin. And she'll go, can I do this now? Or at least a little bit.
Absolutely.
The moment you say that, she just smiles to you, closes her eyes. And as you see those 2 people, you slowly see what looks like shadows going around their feet and then slowly coming upwards and shooting up into tentacles. And they start to grapple.
Nice. And then she looks to Mark and says, that's our cue.
He grins. He goes, you got it.
And Taylor grabs her sword and rolls and basically waltzes right in to attack.
And now I know your dice pull. I'm not going to make you roll this.
Okay.
Because once they're grappled, I mean,
they
really,
only have 1 die to defend.
Do they have any chance? No, they do not. And they kind of, they're grasping, they're trying to break free of everything. And you kind of just murder the first one. It's not even a question. Mark just smiles and he's just like, yeah, that's my babe. He's like, this is you. This is all you right now. I'm enjoying this. This is hot.
Next one's yours.
He grins. He runs. He jumps. And he just kind of goes sliding down right into him. It doesn't take long. Really, they ash. They ash quickly, which means they were old.
Yeah.
And their clothes ash too.
All right.
Except for a cell phone.
Okay. So she'll pocket the cell phone and then she will actually grab out of her bag a bag to collect ashes, because ashes can be analyzed as well. So she's going to collect ashes and then put them in her bag and say, we're done here.
Wow. I was hoping they put up more of a fight. Oh, wait, never mind. Sorry, Asma. Great job. Fantastic. Thanks.
And then as Taylor walks back to the bike, she says, Asma, next time I promise I'll give you a challenge.
I hope so. I mean, it was okay. I kind of wanted a little bit more of a,
That's okay. I promise. The next one we're likely going after is going to be a challenge.
Tell me more.
Absolutely will. And as we head back, she basically will head back to her haven with Mark and Azuma. And once they get there, she'll inform her about Maxwell.
As you do get there, you do see Bells kind of like
dropping off the corpse.
Hmm?
Yep. Thanks, Bells. I'll take care of it.
Okay. Oh, new clothes to try on. You gotta tell me if you like them.
Okay, will do. Thank you, dear.
Doing a 1930s jive.
Oh.
Cool.
Awesome.
She kind of just hops off and disappears. And as you're back at your home, guys, you're driving towards where again?
Logan
Square.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because now I got to go to a map and make sure I know where the hell that's at, because maps. And as you're going towards Logan Square, are you guys preparing anything? Handling any ideas or?
My doctor's bag is sat on my lap.
Good.
Magnus has Defy Bane up. He has his dexterity roused.
Yep.
And he's... Yeah.
Okay.
That's what he's got so far.
Yep.
But Bastion's gonna ask, okay, so we pulled a old tactic of me paralyzing them and both of you going with the stake. Is that it?
I mean, we can also just, wing it.
I'll be entirely honest. My whole strategy was mainly just to watch out for any humans or ghouls that needed dealt with and take care of them myself.
Which is important.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We also don't know what these people are waiting for. And when people are waiting in public, that's always a risk. But we need to take them.
And if they're Sabbat, what do we all think the chances are that there's going to be some horrid form that we're dealing with?
None.
If there is, let me take point.
Understood.
Okay.
Okay. Do park close by the park, not directly in the park. I want to survey the area to guarantee that we can have a good observation point.
Mm-hmm. So Magnus does that.
And is there, storyteller, is there any high advantage point that in which perhaps a sniper could be set up?
Ironically enough, not really. This is more of second floor, third floor. If you wanted to, you could, but you're again in more of a residential area.
Oh, no, that's actually better, even better. So Bastion looks around and goes, okay, this rules out a little bit of my options, but we still can do this.
Do I need to hook you up with like some silenced pistols or something like that?
I can work with them if you want to give them to me.
I don't have them currently, but I can get them from Ballard in very short order. So
my rifle will have to do then.
Okay. Rifle in a residential area is a little...
You have a lot of contacts with the police. I'm sure you can handle it.
I'll do what I can.
Do we have any, or are we near where I saw the footprints?
Yeah, as you guys come close, you're coming down West Logan Boulevard. Logan Square is literally a square that looks like a park. And you do see two people talking together. You see a couple other groups of people coming, some people coming to, some people going. Looks like there was a little rally here, little shindig, if you will. No one's dead, no one's hurt, there's no bleeding. It was literally people got together, talk, and they're starting to disperse. You do see that there are two people just hanging out in the square as there are people leaving.
Let's wait for the mortals to clear more.
So I have a new trick.
Yeah.
If we can do this quickly,
I
can get a few of us out the park unseen.
Okay.
Now that's interesting.
Yes.
How about this? Spotter,
Mhm.
I can go in quietly and potentially without being seen.
Mhm. Me, no.
And I know you
what I
can.
am.
I know you can too. So if we can, just the two of us go here. Bastion provides Overwatch. Theo keeps an eye out for the mortals. If we can go in and catch them by surprise, we might be able to stake them both, and then you do your thing, and we get out with them without anyone seeing.
Correct.
Let's try that then.
I mean, I can do that trick to get both of us close if we need to, unless they can see through that shit. But
I can do it myself. So
okay. So
Yeah.
So Magnus activates Silence of Death and Unseen Passage.
ditto.
Let's see.
In addition to the fortitude stuff that he did, just in case.
Yeah, they're sadly bad with wits and awareness, especially with aspects. They didn't roll higher than a 2. So I'm going to be like, I'm sure you guys have enough dice to roll. It will not. They will not see you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to insult your dice rolling at this time. So as you come in, you see them. If you guys are going Silence of Death and you're going Unseen Passage, you do see there are very few people left.
Yeah, Magnus just walks up behind the one on the left, trusting Spotter to get the one on the right. And
Okay.
Stake City.
Yep.
Being that they're unaware and neither one of them have the fortitude, because I can tell you their clans did not have that on the menu. It's not that hard. It's very quick. It's very fast. It's kind of like Dr. Taylor with everything that they just went through, because bingo, bango, bung, everyone was prepared.
Well, I did roll 7 successes, so
You got it.
Mine is definitely staked.
If you couldn't stake them, that would be really worrying.
Yeah. They're unaware.
Yeah, he Magnus just walks up to him from behind and goes, right, okay. Ugh. No, I
between the 4th and 5th rib, right there.
Yeah. Hey, medical training comes in useful.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sure Spotter's just like, show off.
All right. The second they're staked, I'm going to activate Cloak the Gathering for the 4 of us.
Got it?
Nice. And just 2 rouse checks.
Yes.
All right. Well, I got a little hungry.
So Spotter's cloaking the 2 staked dumbasses and then Magnus and himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
Because the moment that they hit that unseen
They
pops.
they became visible as soon as they staked the guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, at the interest of not just immediately disappearing, could Vanish happen first to make it just be kind of like disappear from their
Absolutely,
eyes?
if you would like to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because I'm going to tell you now, with the contested role, they're humans. They're really not going to be noticing that.
Mm-hmm.
You're just coming in, giving them a hug from behind, and then
With a stake.
Yeah, exactly. There was somebody here.
Pat on the back, and then everyone's gone.
And just to double check, Junie, do I need to do any wits awareness about any witness potential? They did it so seamlessly. I don't think anyone saw, but always good to make sure.
Oh, you're going to check me. I'll give you a second. Let me look at the dice. No.
And Spotter would have warned you not to bump into anything, just to be saying out loud.
Yep.
And considering I was put into Overwatch, I will take my action to take a look around and see if there's anyone watching the scene, trying to remain in the shadows, things like that.
Or someone approaching to meet with them.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You know what? Give me a wits and awareness.
Sure. And I rouse my wits.
Sure. Give me a second. I'll roll my dice, because why not?
Okay.
Roll my dice.
That's it.
Oh, and as soon as Silence of Death broke, Magnus immediately activated it again. Because free powers, you should always have them active.
Absolutely.
It literally costs you nothing.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Except for Eyes of the Beast, because that shit breaks the Masquerade.
Yes. But that's why Magnus always has weight of a feather up.
Yeah.
And Eyes of the Beast is great when you have sunglasses.
Yeah, yeah.
Or you're cosplaying as Remy LeBeau.
No, sorry guys, I got these for Halloween. They just have a weird red glow behind them. Ignore it.
Okay, I'm spending a willpower.
Okay. Is it
That's 7.
okay? You will notice as your friends have done, this lovely group hug of tag and vanish, that there was 3 people that were coming towards, and as all of a sudden their friends kind of disappear, they're like, oh, you know what? We're just going to kind of slowly meander. They're going to still walk, but their trajectory has changed from going straight on to kind of just do this wide berth of a turn to leave.
Bastion is gonna do a whisper, and I'm gonna use Melpomene with Dread Gaze.
Okay.
In one of them.
Okay.
And kind of point to the other 2. And I have to roll my dearest charisma plus presence. And that's a rouse check. Hey, I got a little hungrier. Things are getting funny. And that's a 3. More.
How often do you get hungry? Not very often.
It's really rare thing. A rare occasion. Okay, and I'm spending a willpower because I can.
Oh my word! 2 willpowers in one day.
Indeed. 6.
And what are you going to do?
Oh, with Dread Gaze, since they are, assuming they are kindred, and if they are going to have an incapability of acting other than their own defense for a turn, unless they spend a willpower.
Okay.
And since I'm not attacking, they just can't move.
Well, I noticed that their friends are kind of gone. They got a hug of disappearance. And as they disappeared, they're realizing, ooh, this is not the place we meant to go. So you do see them kind of turning around because they're not going to attack. They're seeing that somebody pulled off something. They're like,
But I do also have another point. That whisper must also be a very good signal to my other coterie mates that something might be amiss.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my question is, Theo's right there with you. Do you point them out to him?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's put him in the back because I can't. If I leave him here, they'll. I think the cloak drops, right? Yeah.
And we're in public. Damn, that limits what I can do to stop these people.
Actually, rules question, storyteller.
Yeah.
If someone has unseen passage up and they use soaring leap, does that break the unseen passage?
When they land, depending exactly where you land.
If they have silence of death.
Silence of death is more of the sound of, not the actual landing. The more of you have touched, and now you've gone up and now touched a different place. That would kind of break. Well, that would break your unseen. It would not kill your silence of death.
Okay.
That's why I'd say if you're going to soaring leap, you would try to make sure that it's in an alleyway or somewhere that you could cover where you landed. Because then you can unseen passage without anyone seeing you.
Okay. Gotcha.
Oh. Theo has come to a decision, storyteller. Of those 3 that have turned around and tried to walk away, who would be closest to me?
One of them would be, at least. 2 would not.
Okay. And there's no way to tell just from this bullshit distance whether they are living or us.
Correct, unless you have sense the beast.
Clearly, I need to learn it. Theo's going to do something a bit uncharacteristic for him. He's going to hold his doctor's bag tight and start booking it towards him.
Sure, okay.
And also,
That's a mood.
as he runs over their storyteller, he's going to rouse for blood potency to bump himself up.
Okay. You're running.
Fuck. I get hungrier. God damn it.
Okay.
Well, that was unexpected.
As they pass Bastion to put these prisoners in the back of the SUV, Magnus just, because he would have seen Theo booking it and assumes something's happening, he just lean over to Bastion and whisper, "We've got our prisoners, shoot to kill."
Oh my God.
I appreciate the backup. Thank you. I'm a Tremere running towards people.
Oh, God. I immediately take off after putting bodies in the trunk.
Oh, yeah. As soon as the bodies are in the trunk, Magnus is just shutting the door, and he's... Actually, I need to roll.
Thank you. The character does not have any fortitude. Thank you.
Yeah.
He just wants to step quick.
Magnus just looks towards where... Can he tell from where Theo is running and the one that's standing still that those are kind of who we need to worry about?
You see, okay, if Dr. Taylor could see this on television,
Waters camera. No.
Meanwhile, she's chilling, looking at this dead guy's cell phone to see if anything comes through.
As she's doing this, all of a sudden, the cell phone turns into a camera. We don't know why. It just happened. All of a sudden, you see Dr. Theo running towards a guy in, just a sensible, coat. He's wearing a beanie. He's just trying to walk and get out of this area. Oops, I should not have. And you're just seeing this weird ass doctor running after him, going, "I'm gonna get you with this bag."
Hey, luckily he doesn't need to breathe, so he's still moving.
But he's holding this bag like it's the best thing ever to his chest. We don't know why. I don't ask. I don't explain.
Because I don't want it flailing up behind me as I sprint.
So he's sprinting. We're holding this kind of like a doggy bag. Where you kind of see the two that are going the opposite way going, "Run." You just hear this word just whispering in the wind. And the guy that Theo's after just starts to haul it because he can run, where Dr. Theo's just running like this.
I got one in athletics. I'm not the worst.
This man is pretty, my guy.
So Magnus has 3 in athletics, and he has his dexterity at 7 currently, Junie.
My face is doth shocketh.
Yeah.
So
Are you
Magnus is...
Are we playing leapfrog?
I would hope so.
Yeah, no, well... Magnus is running past Theo, but he's going at full speed because you can run when you have unseen passage up.
Yes, you can.
You can run, and that is not an issue. So he's running, and he has a silence of death, so he's not seen and not heard.
So sadly enough, we do not get the Captain America on your left as Magnus just blows past Theo. I'm going to say it takes about maybe a minute or two, only because he started booking it too. Mm-hmm. It's not going to take long for you to tackle this guy if that is what your intention is.
Mm-hmm. I'm going with the other guy.
Tackle. Yes. Junie.
Mm-hmm.
Would my brawl versus kindred work here?
If they were kindred.
Okay, I just need to know how many dice I'm rolling to break his neck.
It's not kindred, so...
Okay.
Oh, these are humans. Great.
Would we notice how quickly they died when Magnus twisted their head?
Oh,
Bring the
it's not
bodies to Taylor's house.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll deal with the bodies, but let's kill them first.
Yep.
Because they obviously witnessed something. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
No. We don't need humans seeing this. Sorry, you guys have
Yeah.
to die. Sucks.
Yeah, Junie, that's a 7 crit.
Yeah, no, it's
you could have just
alright,
dominated them and told them to forget.
This is more expedient and we're bored.
Also, Magnus does not have dominate.
Bored
You just-
kindred is a bad thing, y'all.
What's
Yes.
really fucked up is I can erase their memories and I'm choosing not to.
The
Also-
best thing is that he would have realized that Magnus has got him until he tackles the guy and all of a sudden shows up, because unseen passage.
Yeah.
But the funny part is Theo keeps running until he sees Magnus.
Oh yeah, it's like, oh, there's Magnus. Okay. Oh, they're human.
This is like a
and
Benny Hill thing.
oh, just wait. It's gonna get more that way. Junie, as I see Magnus tackle and
Start
then
picking
immediately
you eventually, Taylor.
take care of itself, I'm just gonna shift to the one that Spotter's not going to. Are they within my line of sight?
They're within your line of sight, but their back is
Beautiful.
towards you.
That doesn't matter at
Oh,
all.
okay, so we're not
As
letting
Theo's-
Bastion shoot anyone. Got it.
I mean,
Oh, Bastion is going to shoot anyone.
Yeah,
Don't you worry.
He'll get someone, don't worry. I'm just going to make sure that they are a bit woozy, so maybe aren't running so fast. As Theo keeps running to get a little closer, and then he just and opens his mouth, and I'd love to rouse for theft of Vitae.
Sure, but I mean, if this is what you wish to do, by all means.
There's not many cameras in a residential area. I can erase the memories of anyone who witnesses it.
This is valid and true. While you're doing that,
Slightly.
Vince, would you like to do something while these three gentlemen do something, and Taylor's just lounging around watching, his body.
Oh, yes. I will.
She's taken the body that was delivered by Bells into her garden, so it's being decomposed. But
Yeah, I'm gonna rouse for a naring aim.
Okay.
I do not get hungrier. Yes, as I do. And Storyteller, I will focus my
You're
shot.
at 5, aren't you?
Oh no, I do not get hungrier. I am at 3.
Okay, good.
I line up my shots and I want to take both knees, not off the same guy. One knee off the one in the back and the other knee off the other that's running onto his side. I want to try and ricochet that thing,
You roll. Let's see what the dice say.
Okay.
trick
while you're-
shots.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's trick shots. I gotta take my specialty in. And
That's
so
fair. You're doing that. With Theo, what are you doing? What's your
8 successes with a crit is what I'm apparently doing. I think this human's dead.
okay, dear Lord Almighty, and why?
exsanguinated is what they are.
Theo in his head is playing a Capri Sun commercial in the back of his mind, and then all of a sudden just
Yeah. Oh my God in heaven.
And we're supposed to be like, trying to protect the Masquerade.
I
Yeah.
think technically in some ways we are.
Listen, if these guys were collaborating with mortals, then killing the mortals is protecting the Masquerade, number 1. Number 2, if no one survives, then the Masquerade is still intact.
Correct. Hey, we're just lucky that our Chronicle tenant is going to technically help us on this one.
Good
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah, that's 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 with a crit.
Jesus.
Right. So you're gonna ricochet the shots off of one guy into another,
yeah,
correct?
It's a naring aim, so I only need 1 success.
No. I got
Mhm.
you.
Yes.
I'm just trying to understand the trajectory of the bullet.
Yeah, I just want one knee and the other knee of the other guy.
What
Well,
I'm after.
So this is many things happen all at once, and the storyteller's kind of flabbergasted. So if Taylor happened to have been watching her television,
Oh no, she would have
as-
already changed the channel because this is too much chaos.
I know, right?
Oh, all that overstimulating news. Oh.
Oh.
So Magnus does this really quick thing of the neck as Theo then turns around and just tries to Capri Sun somebody. As the Capri Sun is happening, Bastion lets off this shot that no one else would have thought of as it bounces off the guy's knee that's being Capri Sunned through his other knee and then shoots right through the other guy. And as the guy falls, he screams out and throws something into the air that falls and goes down into the sewer.
Oh, Spotter, that's you, babe.
His knees demolished, right?
Oh, his knees are gone.
Okay, I'm going to assume that my coterie is going to take care of this, and I'm going to go to the sewer. Sewer great. Well, I have potence, so I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
Not all the way up, just enough to move it to the side, so it doesn't look too crazy.
And when you do that, you do see what looks like a heavy plastic bag. And I'm not talking like plastic bags you get at the store. This is industrial plastic.
Mhm.
And you see vials. You see what looks like ashes.
Mm-hmm.
And you see mixing components.
Ah.
Oh, fuck.
Ash finders.
Templates. Or humans
just
working with
right.
them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're the couriers, probably.
And
All right.
with the death of the second one, because fuck Theo, you have one that has no knees.
Oh, yeah. Bastion is going to absolutely feed on that guy.
Oh, okay. I mean, well, why not? Why miss a free meal? Are we doing it so that they die, or are we just doing this to get the numbs off?
Oh, just an unself. I don't need to kill him.
Okay,
okay.
if that's how it happens, Theo will erase their memory once Bastion is done feeding.
He doesn't have a knee.
He doesn't
And
have two knees.
he can go to a hospital.
God, no knees.
And he gets to deal with trying to explain how he has
No
a knee
knees.
gone.
He needs to go to Magnus's clinic so he can be interrogated as
The
well.
best shot. Yeah, let's do that. Do that, and then actually, Bastion, Theo's going to look at you when you're done feeding, and he's erased and said, real quick, can you bond them? We don't need them running away. It doesn't have to be permanent, just for
He
now.
absolutely will not run away.
Oh,
He's
not on his own.
Yes, I can take him. Don't worry. We can take him in the car. I'm sure Magnus will love to stitch his wounds or whatever he does.
He will need some significant care.
Indeed. By the way, speaking of care, do look around about your little trick. See if anyone saw that. We don't need that kind of attention.
No, I believe me. If I was closer, I would have done something that would have been less visually noticeable. But we were on a time crunch.
All right. Well, I'm going to take the bag and put the sewer crate back and start heading back towards the car.
Yeah,
It doesn't go on.
Bastion is gonna take the guy that he just fed to the car as well. He's still alive, so why not take care of him?
I'm
So it
guessing
doesn't
between
take-
the pain and the kiss, he's probably passed out.
Yeah, bring the bodies to Taylor's.
Yeah.
Hey, we got more fertilizer. Just picked it up from the garden center.
It doesn't take you guys long to get back to the SUV. It doesn't take long to drop the guy off at one of Magnus's places, making sure that he's guarded at all times. As you go towards, you do go to Taylor's. We'll pick it up there for the last scene.
Magnus texts, actually, first he texts, Junie, I'm blanking on Artemis's name.
Josephine.
Yes. He texts Josephine and just says, there's someone I think you'll need to talk to at, he's using code, but he's just like, need you to interrogate someone at this clinic. They have, they were going to meet with the Sabbat who've been dropping, fresh embraces off. Again, using code for all of this because not trying to get any further Masquerade breaches.
She'll just say, be there in a jiffy.
And he would let his clinic staff know, there's going to be a woman coming to talk to this guy. And give them
place.
Yeah.
It doesn't take you guys long to get to Taylor's. Y'all know where she lives.
Mm-hmm. And her new ghoul, Riza, will let you all in. Taylor looks and sees you all have bodies, and she's like, go put them in the garden.
Thank you. It was fun.
One of them we have dropped off at a clinic.
And she takes out of her bag. They went down one hit practically. And she has 2 baggies of ashes. And she also picks up a cell phone. And one of them dropped this.
Well, Misty has something to look into.
Mm-hmm.
Probably more. I didn't go through the pockets of the 2 we snatched.
Yeah, I could have my people look at it too, but whatever.
Oh, Spotter,
She just hands it and says, whoever wants to take it, it's yours.
We can share the information. I'll take it.
Okay.
Spotter, you moved a grate to the side. What did you retrieve from it?
He has the baggie with him. He plops it down. It's a industrial trash bag, and I'll let you look. It should be familiar, unfortunately, to you, Taylor.
She's going to take a peek in it.
It's a industrial plastic bag that carts medicine or possible drugs. And you do see what's round up in like a circle is ashes in the outside. And you will see vials of blood on the inside.
Like our 2 were meeting careers.
Interesting.
Human careers.
Interesting.
Well, potentially human. Thin blood necks snap just like a human's does.
The stuff that you've retrieved, Spotter, I'll take that ash. I can learn a bit from it. For the stuff that you have brought, Taylor, I don't think learning their cause of death will be that helpful to me.
No, I'm going to give this to the sheriff. I imagine she can ascertain some information from it. The Assamites or Banu are very proficient with that. It's a great way to confirm kills. So,
it appears that we thwarted those particular stragglers, but also found a weird connection with Finbloods.
yes.
Do we think maybe some Finbloods might be involved in this?
Oh, absolutely. Arden got supply.
Indeed. Those alchemists or things like that, right?
Ash finders.
Yeah.
Lovely.
They need to be addressed.
Yeah.
Because they use the ashes of kindred, of vampires, to make their drug.
Right.
That was the goal, I believe, for me.
Yeah, that tracks. The drug was supposed to both incapacitate you and that dirtbag that had you there.
Yes, only Arden made sure not to give him instructions on how much to dose me with.
Yeah.
So he fully expected the results.
See. Seems we'll have to actually go about asking around for those people.
Yep.
Because now without the bishop, they might act on themselves and get their own ideas.
Right. I mean, I think if these are cells, they were decentralized at best.
Yeah.
Now they don't have any orders, so.
And if the Ashfinders are not cells and they work for a higher up, we need to find that out. Because if Arden was running out Thin Bloods and Kaitif, how could he get the help of Thin Bloods? It had to have come from someone else that owed Arden a favor.
And regardless of who they're working for, Ashfinders are a threat to all kindred because...
Yes, they are.
From what I remember, they partake in their own drugs and they are addictive.
Indeed.
Yep.
Seems like Miss Giovanni's brain might need a quick picking.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be taking a trip down to Joliet anyway to set up a clinic this week. So I'll stop by and talk to Raspberry and her and anyone else, let them know that the Ashfinders are a problem for everyone, including them, because if
it'll be guilt by association.
Mm-hmm.
Tarnishes the minuscule reputation they have.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I will point out that Miss Giovanni did say she was a former.
Yes.
Ashfinder.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
she may have
know,
organizational information.
Mm-hmm.
Just making sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But also, like, if it gets to the point where the Ashfinders are such a problem that the sheriff or the prince or the wolf pack decide they need to do something about it, they're not going to
That'll undo the work
picky.
Taylor's done to try to give them autonomy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming that we can all agree to be on our own as little as possible, at least until we can get a better handle on where they might be coming from.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can tell you that I will not go anywhere on my own without at least either Mark or Asima accompanying me. You gentlemen look out for yourselves.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I will be doing some things with Nelly this week, so I'll be having company.
Okay.
I'll either be with Evie in one of my clinics or with Misty at the cell block.
Yeah. Doing some setup with the crew, which I will show to you guys soon.
I believe my ghoul Emma is going to be spending some time with me learning some things, and then I will be visiting between Tracy and the Chantry as well.
All right.
Let's all update each other in case of changes.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to be taken by surprise again.
Yeah.
Also, Bastion, I can understand if it might not immediately come to mind, but the next time you are forced to go pawn shopping, can you at least shoot a text?
Pawn shopping? What are you referring to specifically?
A very convoluted drive that ticked Magnus and I off something fierce.
Oh, yes, I will be absolutely texting everyone. Don't worry.
Actually, that would be a good text to send. Just going pawn shopping.
Yeah, visit the pawn shop. We'll understand.
Mm-hmm.
Where people go to sell their shit they don't want to try to get money for it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys want to be there if Joshua is moved somewhere more secure?
I would trust you to handle that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe simply inform us where.
Yeah.
But
I'll bring you there once it's set up.
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
A more secure place. Okay.
And I've gotten word from Laura that the garden renovations are well underway. So
Good.
mhm.
I believe I'm also going to pay a visit to some contacts as well. Make them aware of certain Sabbat activity, because I feel they would be ones who might need to know it.
I've already let the others who run gardens aware. So they're keeping an ear to the ground.
Told everyone that I could about the developments without saying too much, of course. But still,
Sorry. Is there any sign from the bar, any camera footage, anything like that cropping up so far?
From our bar?
No. For the where Jocelyn was
Released?
Yeah, where the pin was pulled from the grenade.
Ironically enough, no.
Okay.
It happened too fast, too quick, and you guys arrived too quickly for anyone to really notice and start like filming.
Mhm.
And the way that she put the person on the booth, it looks like they really did just pass out and kind of just
Okay, so
thump down.
My little coterie did some scouting, and let's just say she didn't only have survival instincts. She has a good head on her shoulders. She really thought things through, even though she didn't know much.
if she survives the night, the Bruja will have gained a pretty decent addition.
Mm-hmm.
Before
I
we forget,
suppose.
okay.
No, it was nothing important.
Say before we forget, we have 2 friends in the trunk.
Oh yes, we had our 2 gentlemen here, Spotter and Magnus, scope up the 2 Sabbat from the place. They are currently staked.
So we can talk to them, or I can hand them over to Josephine as well for questioning.
That was my question. Do we want to keep one for questioning and hand one over to the court for as a?
If it helps, I was going to offer my truth-telling services to the court on whichever one they would want to question either way.
So we deliver them both to the court. This is a domain problem.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
And then regardless, I will still be present for whatever information is gleaned.
And we do not run the entire domain.
Yes.
Indeed.
Right.
We deliver them, and we focus on preventing more damage from happening specifically around ourselves.
And Kevin has informed me that we can just ask for what we want for this.
Fantastic. I don't have any ideas at the moment.
We are gonna probably ask for better security in our domain. Might be a good idea.
Having the young Ventru that were blatantly ignoring their duties within their own territory.
Oh, I already told Kevin to clean up his shit.
With any luck, they're at least staked for a year just to think about what they did.
No, that's a little brutal.
Brutal, if anything. I was being generous.
I do not envy your plan.
There are certainly creative ways to administer lessons.
I won't doubt that, given...
I'll take your word for it, Dr. Taylor.
Given certain connections, Doctor. I'm sure that you can impart very memorable lessons.
And as you guys are winding down this very eventful evening, because damn, this is where we end today's session. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for players. Thank you for our guest star for this evening. And thank you all for watching. I take it all and leave it to Mama.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. And do join us on the Discord. That is where we hang out when we are not streaming, and also where we post our casting calls. And there is currently an open, ongoing casting call for guests for Call of Cthulhu London Esoteric Society that runs on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, run by our amazing European GM, Dr. Tiss. So if you would like to possibly take on a guest role in Call of Cthulhu it's not quite Victorian era London. I think it's going to be more Edwardian era London at this point. I think they're moving ahead a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah. So you can sign up for that by joining us on the Discord. And if you would like to catch back episodes of this stream or any others that are running on McStabber Studios, you can check out our YouTube channels. We have the McStabber Studios YouTube channel that has this stream, all of our World of Darkness content that we have run or are currently running on the studio. Also a lot of independent TTRPGs and other games as well. We've done over 5 years of streaming. So there's a lot of content there. There's even content on tips for streaming yourself and for running games and stuff like that from STs and GMs. So do check out the channel. There's lots of information there and lots of good content. And of course, London Esoteric Society YouTube is where our European GM, Dr. Tiss, does post her content for perpetuity. There's a D&D 5e campaign called Ishbel there. There is London Esoteric Society. The first 100 episodes, which were in the Victorian era, are there now. And of course, her 7th Sea miniseries that she ran in the month of January with us. So do check her out there for her content. And if you would like to check out amazing streamers, you can check out our friends who do play games with us here and also stream on their own channels. We have Junie Von Esch. What you got going on?
What we're going on is we're doing trash fires and we're doing dumpster fires because that's where the world's going right now.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I choke yarn, make it into crazy cool crap, and I talk about a lot of things. Why not? I'm also a gamer and I do other stuff. However, if I'm not here, I'm on Ravenous Archons, where I've actually made stuff for those games that I'm on too with him.
Yeah.
So I will leave it to a roll on to that one.
Yeah. So next up on the list is Ravenous Archon. He is in every Wednesday game that we have here on McStabber Studios, and he is also our mage ST for this channel. He's also run an Old Gods game with us and a Dune game with us and a few other things. So definitely check him out on his channel because he also streams TTRPGs there. As Junie mentioned, she is in Wander Home there. So that is also something you can check out and give some love from the McStabber Studios group to him. You're prolific. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are very prolific.
Better than prophylactic.
Oh, I love you, Maddox.
And I love you, random citizen.
And of course, we also have in our friends list Mischievous Red, who does play in our Kansas City game on Fridays. She does stream on her channel when she has the spoons to do so, so do check her out. But to know when she goes live, you'll need to be part of our Discord because all our friends get alerts on our Discord when they go live on their channels as well. Also, we have Rerolls. He is actually on hiatus right now with his channel because he's starting up a new game, a new D&D game that will be starting up in March. So do check him out, give him a follow, and then you can watch his stuff when he starts back up in March. And then, of course, DM Daddy RPG. That is where you can find Jen of Thieves, who is playing Sunday Booth, a Bahari Lamia in Kansas City on Friday nights. So you can join her over there. She plays in games and also runs games. I know she's going to be starting up soon a Everyday Heroes Ghostbusters game. So when you're asked if you are a god, you answer yes. Yours. And if you would like to get some McStabber Studios merch, there's a link in chat right now where you can get merch. Make sure you are signed into the Zazzle store, because that way you can see all our merch, because some of it is age restricted, because they have rules about that on Zazzle. So there is a Camp Wish a Motherfucker Would Camp Counselor t-shirt, and it is a ringer shirt. It's got the dark collar, it's got the dark sleeves, the raglan sleeves, and the white shirt with the it's got a tent with Camp Wish a Motherfucker Would, and on the back it says counselor.
Unfortunately, counselor's clipboard not included.
I know, right? It's like perfect. It's the perfect camp shirt. But yeah, so check it out if you're interested in getting any studio merch. And if you would like to support the amazing players at this table, you can do so by showing off your biddies. And thank you everyone for the subs earlier. Thank you so much. That is a way you can support us here at the channel. Bits and donations are distributed amongst our players, and subs to the channel, whether they are through direct pay, gift subs, or you have Amazon Prime and you get a free sub to give to us. Those stick with the studio. Also, if you'd like to donate directly to the studio without Twitch taking half, because Twitch is a nasty, ugly pimp, please go to our Ko-fi page, our KoFi page, Buy Mama Coffee. Yeah, because Twitch doesn't get half of that. That goes directly to us. So if you would like to financially support, that's how you can do so. If you would like to support and don't have the finances to do it, or aren't inclined to financially support, that's completely valid. You can go to YouTube, subscribe for free, and then as you watch content on the channels, both McStabber Studios and London Esoteric Society, make sure that you like the videos you're watching and you comment on them. It's okay if it's old content. It's okay. Like and comment, because literally that boosts us in the search algorithm on YouTube, because they have changed the algorithm now to where the shorts are higher ranking in the search rankings. So you want to make sure that you like and comment. That shows engagement on our videos that are longer form and boosts us higher when people are looking for TTRPG content. Free way to support us, y'all. And we do engage with comments. We do. So if you comment, we will like it, possibly reply if you have a question. Yeah, that kind of stuff. So do that. And coming up over the next week, we have Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Maddox here is running Changeling, y'all. We got Changeling the Dreaming, Stained Glass, Season 3. Yeah.
Banality abound.
I know, right? And literally, this Notley is like raiding the fucking Brown Palace for a Dante's phylactery.
That my players want to destroy. We'll see if that's as easy as they hope it will be.
Yeah. And S is like, okay, y'all don't need me, so I'm going to fuck off.
There's plenty of things to do right now.
I know, right? But join us at 8 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday as we continue our story of that's happening in Season 3. It has been intense, y'all. It has been intense. Junie's in it, too. It's been intense.
I thank my players for having such wonderful resilience. Toys aren't fun if they break quickly.
No, they aren't.
I mean, sorry, I didn't say that. I muted myself. Shut up.
And then on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, Shanky is here with Kansas City, A Domain Divided. That is our V5 Vampire the Masquerade game set in Kansas City, which is a city that is in 2 states. That's why it's called A Domain Divided. And also, there has been 2 sects at war. Sabbat and Camarilla at war. And,
As ever.
And it's not going well for the Sabbat, because the Camarilla has a Zamitzi general. Knows all their tricks. And knows to utilize the werewolves in the area.
That never goes badly.
It's fine. But yeah, so join us at 8 p.m. Eastern Friday for that. And then, of course, Saturday, February 8th, we will be back to doing double feature. Tiss is back with her crew for London Esoteric Society as they pick up an advanced timeline a little bit. And they will be starting back up with the Call of Cthulhu nonsense. Yeah. And then at 8 p.m. Eastern, we will be back here with Chicago Hidden City V5 game run by Junie Von Esch. Yeah. Yeah. And lastly, I'm going to say, make sure you're taking care of yourselves, y'all. It's been a year and only a month's passed already. It's been a lot. And you need to make sure that you are taking care of yourselves mentally, for real. Practice self-care as much as you can. As much as you can. Disengage if you need to. Take a minute for yourself. Okay? And if you are currently in crisis, right now, in chat, there is a list of organizations you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if those organizations do not suit your needs, or you are watching on YouTube, or you are outside of the US, please go to findahelpline.com. That site covers over 140 countries. You can put in your location and find the crisis resources available for you. Please, if you're in crisis, reach out for help. There are people that want to help you. We want you around a long time. And I, Mom McStabber, am a registered nurse. I'm absolutely terrified what healthcare is going to become in our country because it's already broken. It's just going to shatter into a million pieces if the administration does what they want to do. And like put tariffs on medications. Yeah, that's a thing. Please make sure you get vaccinated. Get checked out if you need to. Take your meds, drink your water. Take care of yourself physically because the physical and mental go together. And I'm going to say, if you helped usher in this administration in the U.S., or hell, if you voted in other countries and you've got fascists running your shit, and you helped with that, and doing so doesn't require voting for the fascists. It can be voting for a losing ticket because you know third party and small party votes never fucking win. Or abstaining when you could have voted. That all helps usher in this shit. You can go to hell. If you were on fire, I wouldn't piss on you to put you out. I have no empathy or sympathy for you. Said with all sincerity, y'all have a good night.